Okay, so I'm Claire Halliday and I'm the editor and writer at EducationDaily.au, and I'm at the EduTech conference at the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre, and I'm talking with Bill Verhagen, who is from Precious Plastic, which I find really interesting. I was wandering around, your stall caught my eye because it's very colourful, and then when I got chatting with you about what you do, it seems so intriguing, this whole sort of open source, community-led element. Can you sort of, in a nutshell, give me the elevator pitch on what Precious Plastic is and how you fit into that?
Thank you, Claire. I've been involved with Precious Plastic for just over 2 years now, and sort of that came about through a meeting with the founder of our Precious Plastic Melbourne group, Piers Masudo, and his wife Kayla. And at that time I was doing education in plastics recycling and circular economy, and we combined and realised that there was an opportunity to kind of collaborate on that. And since then, most of what I do is to do with education around plastic sustainability.
Now that's something that more and more schools are interested in, and walking past your stall, you can see the interest is there, it's buzzing. Like I said, the colour draws you in, but there's people genuinely really engaging with what you're doing. If I was a school, how would I engage with you and what would you do for me?
Yeah, so typically the relationship starts with a teacher, and I would call the teacher the champion, who sees us on social media and recognises that he or she wants to do some work around sustainability. Plastics is a bit of a hot topic, generally seen these days in a negative way. When I started my career it was all positive, but things have changed. And so they're looking to have somebody who's got some expertise come in and talk to them about a new narrative for plastics.
And so what does that look like? What do you do? Do you bring in tools? Do you bring in equipment? Is it education? How does it actually change life for the school?
Well, the thing that really makes a difference for us is the hands-on equipment engagement part of it. So we bring the equipment in. We've got small-scale equipment that's designed to replicate what would happen in a plastics recycling and remanufacturing factory. So it's small scale, it's mobile, but it pretty well is the same process, albeit simplified, that you would use in plastics recycling. So it's actual recycling of post-consumer plastic materials, packaging, whatever it may be, into a new item that the young people, the students, can have and take home. We do all sorts of different moulds.
Okay, so that becomes sort of like an incursion educational program where you bring in this equipment, they can take plastic products, they can put it into these tools, and the end result is it turns into another product that they played a part in making.
Yeah, it's exactly right. And it never ceases to amaze me what a kind of a thrill that everybody gets in being able to use the machine and get that result out of it. And so it's cool. And it's more than just a talk. We do have a discussion about the issues around plastics and some of the solutions, and also basic education, because a lot of people are missing out on the basics of what plastics are about and if we can or cannot recycle them. But really the thing that makes the big impact is getting onto the machinery and understanding how that actually works.
So it's very hands-on education, I presume, for both primary and secondary schools. And the immediate end result is that they get to see what recycling is and how it actually works, and how a product starts one way and transforms into another. But when all that's over, what do you want them to do? Does it make them go home and think, I'm going to think more carefully about what I do with this plastic bottle, or I'm not even going to buy this plastic bottle in the first place? What's the takeaway?
Well, there's a bunch of opportunities there, and recycling's only one of the R words, the letter R, and it really isn't the top R word. The top R word is reduce. Just simply reduce the consumption of whatever it may be, whether it be plastics or anything else. So we talk through a little bit of that hierarchy of R words, because there's a number of those. But by the time so it might be just thinking about their consumption of things, and we give examples of that. But it might also be just some basic education about how to determine whether something's recyclable in the yellow lidded bin or not, which a lot of people are incredibly confused about, and understandably so, right? But it might be then for the leaders of the school and the students to think about what next step they might take as a community to do something that's really impactful beyond just the education stuff. They might institute some kind of a program within the school itself, like a collection of some kind of a plastic material coming in from home, and then potentially buy the equipment from us and to start their own micro-manufacturing.
Which is a really interesting component of what you do. So they have the incursion program, but you can actually sell the product that is essentially this mini recycling tool. So the school can actually start actively recycling its own plastic waste and turning it into some other product, for example, a pen, that then would save that kid going out and buying their pen for school that year from Officeworks because they've recycled it themselves using the product. Is that pretty much what we're talking about?
Well, that's it, but even a step further. So some of our clients, schools, have had the name of their own school embossed on the pen, and they will sell the pens to generate funds for other investments within the school. So it also becomes a bit of a fundraising drive, if you like, to do something around that, or a community development of some sort where they give away money or they give away pens or whatever. So there's a number of kind of elements that we've seen schools taking with it.
Well, I've definitely learned something more about your business because I didn't know that, but I think that fundraising component is something that's really interesting because schools are always looking for creative ways to fundraise, and that way they're being sustainable, they're ticking the box for recycling, they're minimising their waste output, and they're creating a money-making, a fundraising product that could then be spent on the school or could maybe go back to some sort of other eco-friendly initiative that maybe the school wants to plant more trees, or it could be used in any way, couldn't it? So then it really does become this circular economy in many ways, the recycling initiative.
Yeah, it does, and schools are looking for not just the education, but they're actually looking to, often get asked the question, what can we actually do? How can we institute something that changes the way we operate as a school organisation? Many schools are still struggling with the idea of a recycling bin, because they don't know how to quite go about changing the culture to ensure that people put the right thing in the right bin. So it might be as simple as that. And so if we can take it the next level to them actually making an investment, and we'll assist them with changing that cultural idea to become actually a school that makes a positive contribution.
And so you're here at EduTech. What are you hoping to achieve? Is it just networking? You want people to find out more about you?
I guess it's for us it's about promoting what we do, and we know once people learn about what we do, the vast majority are really interested in some way, shape or form.
Well, from walking around, you've definitely got a unique product and a unique presence here, so I hope it goes really well on the coming day. Thanks for stopping into Education Daily and having a chat. And
Great
all the
pleasure.
best, because you're obviously doing positive work for the environment.
Thanks very much, Claire.
Thank you.